If you haven't been paying attention, Amazon is under fire for removing a book about the transgender issue. And this is a move that has really upset a lot of people. You have people in Congress, you've got Republicans in Congress, they're calling this censorship, they're asking for answers, and Amazon has apparently responded. They reportedly said in a statement to lawmakers that the seller removed a book titled When Harry Became Sally, responding to the transgender moment, based on the fact that Amazon does not sell products that frame the LGBTQ issue as being one involving mental illness. Now, the online retailer said that its goal is to have a lot of different ideas in the marketplace and that it doesn't have a problem with different viewpoints, but that, quote, "We reserve the right not to sell certain content. All retailers make decisions about what selection they choose to offer, as do we." Now, that was a really interesting quote to me because I find that it takes an interesting turn here because many conservatives have long argued that businesses, and particularly small businesses, should have the right to make decisions about the services and the products that they want to offer. This became a major issue a few years back when it came to same-sex weddings, bakers, photographers, wedding venues, wedding vendors, and a whole bunch of other businesses who said, look, we're not going to provide services for same-sex weddings. In one instance, bakers in Oregon were fined $135,000 for declining to make one single cake. So this has been a big issue. And here we have Amazon making an argument that they as a company reserve the right to decline products based on ideological lines, it sounds like. And here's the concern with all of this. When you have an issue that is as contentious as this one is, at the center of a cultural and political debate that is happening as we speak, it seems problematic, at least ethically, for one of the biggest retailers in the world to decide that suddenly only one side of that discussion can be represented. I don't know the contents of this book, and I'm actually not that interested in wading into the issue. Now, with all of that in mind, I have to say, I enjoy free speech. I look at these companies and I see the power that they wield, and it's becoming more and more concerning as time goes on. These are complex issues. On one hand, you've got conservatives. Again, they've had no problem arguing for the rights of Christian business owners to refuse to participate in ceremonies with which they disagree. On the other hand, some of those same people are very outraged by the Amazon decision. Maybe some of them want to mandate that Amazon carry this book. And so you have this really interesting dynamic. On the other hand, the people who sort of watched the fines being levied against the bakers and didn't say anything, they're also on some uncomfortable ground if they're defending the Amazon decision. So we've got some inconsistencies here that we need to contend with no matter what side we're on. If a company as large as Amazon can refuse to sell products based on ideological lines, are we on solid footing to demand that a Christian small business owner, a baker, or a photographer use his or her skills to create a product or to convey a message with which they disagree? Again, I can't answer these questions. They're complex questions, and I certainly can't do it in a 3 or 4 minute video. But here's what I know. The merits of an argument should always stand on their own without a need to ban a perspective. And for anyone defending this on moral grounds, one might ask, who's next? Is it the traditional Christian book? Is it an atheist book? If the tides change, do we suddenly not want atheist books? I mean, at the end of the day, you're at really the behest of Amazon executives. And so free speech, it matters. The free exchange of ideas, it matters. But too many of us have forgotten that reality.